Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome back to the 53206 cast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Meg.
And Meg.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a podcast.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Meg, this is a podcast specifically designed to help the listener engage in the process of rethinking our inner city spaces. Meg, you and I have lived in the 53206 zip code of, it's Milwaukee.
It is.
Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
It's 53206 is the poorest zip code in the state of Wisconsin and has all of the typical characteristics that you would expect from an area of concentrated poverty. And we just try to talk a little bit about some of the nuances of spaces like that.
And some of our experiences, because we are not from a community like this.
No, not really probably the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Meg, today I was kind of figured we would talk a little bit about, give a little bit of a recap of We Got This.
Yeah.
We Got This is a network of community gardens located in the 53206 zip code, like around the corner from our house, that are an opportunity for kids in the neighborhood or surrounding neighborhoods too. We don't necessarily care really where the kids are coming from, but the vast majority of the kids do just walk to the garden.
Yeah.
It's a paid opportunity to help make their neighborhood a little bit of a better place to grow up in, specifically by taking care of the neighborhood, cutting the grass, working in the gardens.
And changing the, 53206 has over 800 vacant lots. And so the opportunity is from turning those vacant lots from a dumping space, from a liability into an asset.
Yeah, exactly. So, Meg, this week it's kind of a crazy week. So, a few weeks ago, we were watching the weather.
Oh my gosh, and I feel like if you're a gardener in Wisconsin, like the weather has been insane. I feel like there's so many times that I'm like, oh, I don't have to water today. Oh, I don't have to water, and then there's like it just like fizzles, like the whole storm system fizzles when it reaches Milwaukee.
Yeah. I'm not a meteorologist. So I don't know the specifics of why something like that would happen, but you look at the weather and you see a couple of days out, because it really does matter what the weather is like on Saturdays.
Well, and especially We Got This has around 200 people in the garden spaces. Like you can't run a program if it's pouring rain.
Yeah, and actually, Meg, if you include the adults, we have a limited number of adults that are a part of it, but adults and volunteers, it's well over 200 people a week that are out there, and really it's 200 people a week every week except the first one.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of people in a small space trying to complete a giant list of tasks and have a good time while doing so. But it's logistically very challenging because you would never want there to be a thunderstorm in the halfway through the workday.
Yeah.
Because you can't have a bunch of kids out there while it's lightning out.
Yeah.
Even though I would play in the lightning as a kid, and I'm sure you would too.
Yeah, I feel like it was
but,
fun. Yeah.
When you're and I don't mind if my own kids play in the lightning, but I don't want to sign off on someone else's kids playing in the lightning. So I've got to be very, very aware of what the weather is going to be doing. So a few weeks ago, it looked like it was going to rain all Saturday. And so we made the call on Friday that we were going to cancel the garden for the following Saturday. That meant, lots of a fair amount of rearranging of what was going to take place and then shifting it, over to the following week, making sure everybody was notified, all of that. And it did, in fact, rain all that day.
It was great for the gardens.
It was great for the gardens. Yeah. I think we were still in a drought, though, after.
Yeah.
Which, okay.
You're not a meteorologist. You
No.
have said that.
I'm not. I don't get it, but apparently we were still in a drought. It rained a lot. But then this week, we were kind of dealing with the same thing. The weather, the predicted weather looked exactly the same. At 4:00 on Friday, as it did the week, it was 2 or 3 weeks prior, where we ended up having to cancel. At 6:30.
So we shifted.
Right.
We shifted and we were like, okay, it looks fine in the afternoon. Okay, let's communicate to everyone that we'll just start at 1, because
Correct.
at 12:30 it looked like it was probably going to still be raining, but by 1 there was like a 2% chance.
Yeah, a slight chance that it was going to be raining in the afternoon. So we thought the week prior, it wasn't going to really work to shift it later. It just schedule-wise, it just wasn't going to happen. But we did during that time say, well, we could always have it later in the day. There's no reason why we can't. A little harder to have it on a different day, like on a Sunday, for example. But we could theoretically just push it back 4 or 5 hours if that's what the weather was going to kind of make us do. So early on Friday, Friday we made the call, okay, well, we'll just start at 1 o'clock, which would work, right? The only thing is that our communication platform is essentially Facebook, which some young people are on.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the parents, or at least a handful of parents, are on.
A number of people follow the program on Facebook. But then we also have this texting program, and the texting program there's a cost associated with it. So we try not to send 250 text messages very often because there's a cost associated with it, and we try to not waste any money.
It's like $10, but still, it's $10. Yeah.
But yeah, if we're sending, we're constantly communicating a change of plan via text, I think would be
annoying.
First off, it'd be obnoxious. I don't even read half the texts I get, but
you have like 1,000 texts that aren't read.
Yeah, I don't. I stopped trying to. It's like what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago about the Menard or the deleting emails at Menards. Like I don't have time for that.
Sure.
Just because you text me something doesn't mean that I have to respond to anything or read it or.
You're very much like, I'm not going to let people steal my time.
Yeah.
It's smart. I let people steal my time all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I try to cram as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And, Meg, your goals are important to me, but not every other person's goals are important to me.
Yeah.
Because then I wouldn't get to accomplish what I want to do.
Anything done.
And my goals are pretty high on my priority list. So, anyways, so we communicate out that we're going to push it back, and then miraculously, I'm finishing up getting a rental apartment ready to be rented the following day, and so I'm doing the finishing touches at like 6:30 on Friday night, and I go to look at the weather, and there's like no chance of rain.
It's like 2% opposed to like 80%.
Like it went from thunderstorms at 4 o'clock to 6:30. It might sprinkle.
Yeah.
And I don't think it actually ever did.
0.1% chance. Like what?
So okay. So then you start thinking to yourself, well, we're going to have people.
Kids are going to come.
They're going to show up. They know to be there by 8 o'clock. And in fact, the first kid was out there at 5:45.
Gosh, yeah.
And
yeah.
And so I went up to him and I was like, well, we said we were going to start at 1, but we kind of have a contingency plan if everybody shows up. And, I don't think that this kid was going to be able to tell all, Meg, we've had almost 500 different kids come so far this year. So it wasn't like that kid is going to be able to tell all 499 other kids, hey, don't come until 1.
Yeah.
And so we had really quickly Friday night come up with a contingency plan of kind of doing like we would staggered start to the workday, and because we had told people to come at 1, that we would open up the workday to basically anybody that was there before 2 o'clock. So typically you have to arrive before 8 o'clock. We won't even think about accepting you if you show up after 8 o'clock. That time has been pushed all the way down to, it's really like 7:20 because we only have, we can only take a certain number of kids. Our max is like we're really pushing it at 200, but we can do it. And through a couple of grants that we were awarded, I guess you could say we were awarded them. I have some strong opinions about these, but these grants are allowing us to add a couple of more kids.
Yeah.
Meg, I am 100% in favor of people just donating to the program.
It's a lot easier than jumping through the hoops of the grants. I would agree.
Yeah. Anyways, that's an entirely different topic about grants. But so, that's about what we can do, is about 200, and that's pushing it, but it's manageable and we can handle it. so, we're like, okay, we can this time now, if we, send groups out every 10 minutes, we can accommodate a lot of kids, because we won't have, 200 there at a time. We'll, staggered throughout the day, we'll have kids coming, we won't take a break for snack. Many of them will still get a lunch. Yeah. But the lunch will be kind of at whatever time is typically all the kids eat lunch at the same time.
Yeah.
Or within a half-hour window. This time we're like, well, we'll have these lunches available, and kids can come and grab them. And so it's really like over an hour and a half lunch was served, which turned out fine. And I've heard before, like, necessity is the mother of invention, I think is the quote. I don't know who said it. It's a famous quote or something. It's a version of a famous quote. It's probably not that, but
it's probably butchered by you.
Oh, of course. Well, basically the thought behind it would be you're put in a position where you kind of need, because Meg, I wasn't going to stand out there at 7 a.m. and tell kids, hey, I know you just got here, but could you just come back at 1?
Yeah.
Because the point isn't to keep them on this rigid timetable that I've decided. We have norms. Be there before 8. Yeah. Don't come back to the garden until it's time for you to come back to the garden. Or like, if you're at a shift at work, you don't just leave your shift. Yeah. And like go hang out in the back room.
Well, and some of our kids, like they walk from afar, they don't stay super close. Some of them walk a mile to get there. Yeah. So it's somewhat unfair to say, hey, just walk home or
walk home and come back.
Yeah.
Now, it was kind of interesting, Meg. So, the kids were told, hey, if you're at the back of the line, like you might be here for a little while. Yeah. And if you do live close and you want to come back in an hour, come back in an hour. And so we did have some kids take advantage of that. And I thought that was kind of interesting. But Meg, I don't want to get too much farther before we kind of talk about, so, with this setup, and it's not a setup that I'm in favor of doing all of the time, but it was pretty interesting because, the highest, the largest total number of kids that we've ever had was 195
before yesterday.
Yeah. And that was either last week or the week before. It was something right around there. But yesterday, and I got to go back and do the final count, but my preliminary counts were that we had 227 kids.
That's
so
a lot. Yeah.
More than 30. More than 30 more than what our highest total that we've ever had would be. Which, Meg, you're after every garden you make a Facebook post, and it's like the last thing. It's basically like, you know how you have a shutdown list?
Yeah.
It's like the final thing on the shutdown list is like, okay, make the Facebook post. Usually I'm ready to be shut down.
Yeah.
So I don't really care that much what goes on the Facebook post, but you're, putting it out there that, we had that number of kids, and your comment or like the piece of information that you were trying to communicate was that kids in our neighborhood are looking for an opportunity.
Well, and I think before I lived here, I think there's a lot of narrative that people in the inner city are lazy, and especially kids. Kids are lazy, or people are on food stamps and just don't want to work. They just want to take advantage of these systems. And I think what I have learned, and especially about people on food stamps, is like that is not the case at all. That's not at all what they want. But I think just knowing how many kids like look forward to working and want to work. And, I thought it was really neat. Like some of the kids, they got there right at 8 and then they like went through it again. Yeah. And it's like, you just want, you're motivated by money. You're motivated by working. And that's a wonderful skill to learn. Yeah. At the end of the workday, so me and some of the student leaders, we'd been working since 8. It was so hot. It was so humid. And, it was wonderful because we were telling, everyone that was working, because it was very hot, and like the flower farm area is no shade. And so we all were like, okay, you guys, this is our strategy. We're going to tell people that this is the muscle that they're building. They're building the muscle of, I don't want to do this right now, and I'm going to do it anyway. And, that was like, we're like, okay, just keep saying that. And, kids, you can water, like, so you're not that hot. You can just water the plants. That's fine. But it was a neat opportunity to say, hey, this is all we're doing. We're doing something we don't want to do, and we're getting paid for it. And that's a great skill to learn. That's a skill that, I mean, I know a lot of adults that don't have that skill.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, and pushing back, because that's sort of what this podcast is about, is, changing the story that's told. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say that my experience has been the same thing too, that I have heard that, anybody that's on a type of government assistance, is unwilling to go and to actually work. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that that's true. I'm sure it's true for some people.
Yeah, there's always
a percentage of the population that's true for. But what I think gets even missed in that, because Meg, we posted. I'm going to circle back to this in a second. Yeah. So we posted in the morning the plan for the day, and the plan for the day was very different. Yeah, and that post had I don't even know what it is now, 125,000 views on Facebook, which means that we'll get either those robot computers or people that are posting. I don't know if it's
AI,
robot computers
AI,
or if it's
people posting
negative comments.
Yeah, just to get
which is awesome.
Well, and it's just to get a rise out of people.
Sure.
It's very obvious.
But nobody looks at a post that has one share and one comment and is going to go off on a tirade about how people are lazy or don't want to work, or how
but there were some comments
breaking
on that.
child labor laws or any of that. And I love it. I love seeing that, because it means that people are actually engaging with it. And if you can bring I'm going to just go out on a limb here, but if you can bring the crazies out, that means that it's that it's like reaching enough people that you have now encompassed not just the people that think it's awesome. Yeah, you've also reached people that don't think it's awesome, which is great, because that means that you've reached a larger portion of the population.
The AI bots.
Yeah, or the robots, want to poo-poo what you're doing. But I love that, because that was some of the comments was like. About handouts or and believe me, what we were doing yesterday was not a handout.
No.
And I always think it's important, the kids work, regardless of if we do a modified schedule or a regular schedule, they only do 2 hours and 45 minutes worth of work. 2 hours and 45 minutes times $7.25 an hour, which I think is the minimum wage.
Yeah.
Is $20.
Okay.
And so that's how that number is calculated and justified in my head, that you really are only working 2 hours and 45 minutes, and you get a free lunch, and you get a free snack. Yeah. And to be eligible for employment, you have to be taught some type of lesson around a theme, and we're going to ask you about it later.
Yeah.
So whatever. But one of the things, all that being said, one of the things that's missed is, okay, if I am a child that grows up in a household that is on government assistance, I have not made the choice to be on that. I have not decided that
kid has not made that choice.
Yeah, the kid has literally nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And so they have yet to even have an opinion about what it would mean to be on any type of assistance. Or honestly, frankly, they have yet to really develop their opinion about work. Yeah, yeah. And so one of the things that I love about We Got This is that we are very intentional about celebrating the fact that we are working. And there will be many times throughout the day that I will remind the young people that they are at work. Yeah. Right? This is a job. You are at your job. This is what you are doing for work. If you're not working, no one's forcing you to work. Yeah. But if you're not going to work, then we're going to ask you to leave. Yeah. Yeah. Because this isn't a daycare center. This is an employment opportunity. And it's not school, which you first off are forced to go to. And second of all, the teachers are forced to be nice to you. Yeah. So it isn't any of that. It's a very different concept. And there was a couple of times, and there's been plenty of times throughout the summer, where, a young person is unhappy with the decision that either I make or another adult or another student leader makes. Yeah. But they are told very point blank and matter of factly, this is a very important lesson for you to learn now as a young person. Yeah. Okay, you wanted to swing a stick around and try to hit your friends with it. Okay. Yes, you're 14. Yeah. Don't do that when you're 24 because you will have lost the opportunity. You will have lost an opportunity that won't just be given back to you next week. Yeah. Because that's what happened. There was a kid that got sent home because he was swinging a stick around. and he couldn't take responsibility for it. We had another kid that showed up on Saturday who has yet to take responsibility or ownership for the thing that he did like the third week. But he's got a bunch of siblings that come, and he also wants to come.
Yeah.
And so there's stakes involved.
Yeah.
But he will have to learn to get over himself.
Yeah.
If he would like to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And just say in 2 sentences, I did this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And then he can come back. Mm-hmm. But if you never learn that, then you will struggle in life to accept the fact that you can and will make mistakes. And then you won't even have the opportunity to learn from those mistakes, which is all of what being a young person is about.
Yeah.
I am this way. Maybe I could be a little bit better in some things. Maybe I need to be drastically different in some things. Mm-hmm. But like our son just got a bank account.
Oh my gosh.
So our son just got a bank account.
And it's funny because our daughter
got a bank account about a year ago.
She's such a saver and he's such a spender.
and so I'm looking through we use this app that we keep our budget on. And so I just move all the transactions into these different categories. So like, we know, did we spend too much at restaurants?
Yeah.
Did Meg buy too many things on Amazon?
Yeah. Or too many flower things. Yeah.
Or whatever.
Too many seeds.
Yeah. Did I go to the gas station too many times?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sure.
But so that, but anyway, so I'm looking at that because I was trying to total up the cost of what I spent on this house I'm remodeling. And I see these transactions and I'm like, ooh, who's buying something on Temu?
Yeah, that's
and then
absolutely. I feel like that's a whole other thing that I'm very not happy about. So.
And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, dude, we got this bank account like on Thursday and you've already spent $50.
Yeah.
And you don't have a job because you're 13.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or your only job is we got this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I Meg, you and I paid him for that. We got this doesn't even pay him for that. But it's like, this isn't going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
And
lots of learning lessons are going to be happening over the next several weeks. Yes.
Yeah. But that's, that stuff, just to kind of put a bow on it here, the desire to work, we had 227 kids that had the desire to work. Meg, it was so annoying because many of the kids, so when you're talking about culture, there's like these phrases and terminologies that people will throw out in the culture, and they will then have it in their mind that these are real things that exist out in the world.
Yeah.
And I saw a great example of that yesterday. So somebody said, "I'm going to stay for the second shift." I never ever said that there's a second shift.
Yeah.
So again, because if you had worked from 8 until and did your 2 hours and 45 minutes, you're done at 10:45.
Yeah.
If you started at 11, you could be done at 1:45.
Yeah.
I never said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the second shift.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people? I'm talking 50 people came up to me and said, I want to work the second shift.
Really?
And I'm like, well, where did this?
That's so funny.
Some kid, said out loud that there was a second shift.
Yeah.
And by the time 12 o'clock rolled around, I'm literally
that's
like,
really
I can't even stop to have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
Without another kid, kindly interrupting and telling me that they want to work the second shift. And there never was. There never was a second shift.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing.
It didn't exist.
Yeah.
Now, in hindsight, it could have existed.
Yeah, that's funny.
But it did not exist. It was not a real thing. It was a thing, manufactured by a couple of young people. But that just goes to show you that the kids they want to work. And there isn't another place. I feel pretty confident saying this. There isn't another place in the city of Milwaukee where a kid can show up and make. And I know it's minimum wage.
Yeah.
But where they can show up and they can make that and be paid in cash and have really very few restrictions and a very short memory by the adults that are there.
Yeah.
Where even if you're a total asshole and you get sent home one week, we'll take the kid with the stick came in line.
Yep.
He was one of the first ones there, and I told him, I'm so happy that you're here.
Yeah.
So glad you're here. Whatever happened last week was last week.
Yeah.
This is this week. It's different.
Yeah.
I think you're going to do great. And he did.
Yeah, I do think that's a wonderful opportunity. There was, and I feel like I told the story a few weeks back about the kids who they got kicked out, and they were just some of my favorite kids, and they got kicked out, and I was really upset about it, and they were there yesterday, and they were working super hard, and like you want. All of the adults want kids to win, and I think it's it's such a beautiful thing that regardless, kids are going to make mistakes. And that's okay. That's part of life. That's part of learning. And they can come back next week and try again.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah. All right, you got anything, Meg, you want to plug?
I think we're doing the back to school, back to school gift giveaway on August 29th. And so, just getting some stuff for that for We Got This. You can go to WeGotThisMKE.com to get the Amazon wish list, or all the information actually is like, if you scroll down, it's on the front page. Like, you can go local places and drop off stuff, or if you're not from in Milwaukee, you can go to the Amazon wish list.
Yeah, and Meg, the Amazon wish list is a curated list of things that are useful to go to school. Mm-hmm. I will say that we would always be willing to accept, especially for this particular giveaway, anything that you as an adult could envision a kid being excited to have as something that would be useful for the start of the year.
And I feel like specifically there's one of our student leaders, she keeps coming, she'll come in our garage to like grab stuff, and she sees this pink backpack, and every time she says, I'd be so excited if I had that backpack, and
sure.
I'm going to set it aside for her because she's asked about it 4 times.
Sure.
But I think she would be so excited to go to school and be wearing this cute pink backpack.
Yeah, and even like Dex, our son, has been wearing my socks for the last 2 months. I don't understand. We bought him socks.
Yeah.
There's socks in the house. The socks exist.
Yeah.
I don't totally get it.
Yeah.
Kind of annoyed because this is just, I don't like making a lot of decisions.
Sure.
Like I eat the same thing for breakfast, same thing for lunch every day. Different things, but same breakfast, same lunch. Wear the same socks, different pairs of the same socks, because I don't want to have to match like different kinds of socks.
Yeah.
And whatever. And they fit in my boots for when I go to work. It's all, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about it. But I know that my son, as we're talking about the school year coming up, we did talk about, okay, maybe you should have like your own socks.
Yeah.
Because you're a human being, and most of us wear socks.
Yeah.
Socks that are nice and new are the type of thing that people get excited for the start of the school year, because most kids don't want to wear their dad's work socks.
He does love those socks, so we'll see. Yeah.
We got to put a stop to it, because I can't find, because he doesn't put them in the wash, and then they're like all around. I'm like, these socks, they're nice.
They're nicer socks.
They're nice, and whatever.
Sure. Okay, so anything that kids get excited for, fun pens, like, I don't know, just whatever.
Notebooks that are interesting looking, and not like, we're not going to put and ask for 100 unicorn notebooks on the Amazon wish list.
But if
as somebody is out and they're looking around and they say, wow, I bet a kid would really like this.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
They probably would. Mm-hmm. And so, obviously feel free to send any of that over.
Yeah.
All right, Meg. Well, anything else you want to add?
No.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.